Connor is in the dressing room.
What's occurring, Connor?
I work miracles and I make dreams come true.
It's true. It's all true.
When I'm not doing that, I'm a musical director at the Royal Shakespeare Company.
First time you've worked with the RSC?
It is the first time. It's been a dream. The people are nice, the company's nice, the theatre's nice, the bands will do.
Here we are with Aisha.
Hi.
What do you do, Aisha?
I play the bass, double bass and bass guitar in all 3 shows. I'm probably the messiest one in the band, right?
Yeah, she is.
But I have hung some of our clothes up, look.
Hands some clothes that are hung up.
Which is very exciting.
That's me, by the way. That's me. That's Phil in the mirror.
He gives a thumbs up. Adam is on his
How you
phone.
doing, Adam?
I'm just learn a bit Japanese before we go off on tour.
He sips his tea.
And how's it going?
Badly.
We are now at the side of stage, going up some steps and another set of steps until we are on the balcony at the back of the stage. We can see the Barbican auditorium. There are a few audience members sat in their seats ready for the show, and we're in the band area. Lots of screens and instruments and music stands.
And guitars have appeared.
Phil is in the wings.
I'm just going to tune up loop number 1. It's fine.
What you doing, Phil?
I'm tuning all 15 strings on this.
What is it?
It's a lute. It's
Not a guitar.
not a guitar, it was the precursor to the guitar, an early guitar.
And of course we can hear lute music right now.
Yeah, which was played by our original guitarist Nick Lee.
Yes.
When we did the show in Stratford. So it means I don't have to play an entire half
'Tis
hour.
the magic of theatre.
I do it differently on guitars. Because guitars are a bit easier to
Yeah,
tune.
let's get a shot of that thing.
Look, I'm not a musician, but there's a kind of tuner thing on the end of the lute that is showing different letters, like F in red.
Flamenco style lute. That's what we've been asked to do on this.
So what is this machine you're playing?
This is an Epiphone electric guitar.
It's very red.
And this is plugged into a Helix effects pedal. I'm just on the tuner at the moment.
Phil uses his foot to control the effects
It's
pedal.
got lots of effects built in.
So what sort of sounds are we going to hear from the effects pedal?
We're going to hear, in music cue 1, we're going to hear distortion that then changes into a very clean sound. So that's all about contrast. And then there's some other kind of weird modulating sounds, and bits of echo and delay. And then later we put the lute through the effects pedal again to create a big echo and delay sound on the lute.
So how many instruments do you play throughout the 3 shows?
Throughout the 3 shows, 4 instruments, but it's kind of 3 on each show.
Sheet music for Music Q1 prologue. Cut to Phil in the wings.
We're standing by for music cue 1.
He's holding a guitar and wearing headphones. Phil starts playing guitar. He is reading sheet music. Makes a rock sign at the camera and smiles. Phil is now playing the lute. Connor is at a piano conducting. Claire is playing the violin in the background. Connor starts playing the piano. Back to Phil on the lute. Phil puts the lute down and looks into the camera.
That's the end of part 1.
That's Connor by his keyboard.
So, hey Connor.
Hello.
How was the first half for you?
It's wonderful. We've got a lovely audience in tonight. They're laughing lots, they're clapping lots, they're very receptive.
And do you want to talk us through your setup here and what it's all about?
Yeah, sure. So we've got a keyboard, I have a score, I have a script, which I follow throughout the show, and I have these cue lights. So about 4 or 5 lines before I have to start a song, it turns red. Then 1 line, it turns green. Then I conduct into this beautiful camera right here, so that everyone can see. The keyboard's wide up.
Pan to 2 computer screens.
This has lots of different sounds. You have harpsichords and harps and all sorts. screen so I can see the stage, and a load of pedals under here, which do all sorts of wonderful things. The volume pedal, it's the same pedal which all pianos have, and this is a patch pedal which changes the sound. And the most important button of all is the big red button, which clicks magical click tracks, which make the show sound even better than it is. And that's my magical, beautiful setup.
Thanks, Connor.
Thank you.
Cut to Claire on the
Who are you
balcony.
and what do you do?
Right, I'm Claire, violin, but I'm staying behind after the first half because I've got to play viola in the next bits. So I'm trying to just come and tune the viola up in advance in case there's any problems with it.
Is the viola just like a big violin?
It is, though mine's not as big as most violas because I'm quite ickle myself, so I've got a small viola. But yes, it's got an A, a D and a G string, but then it's got a nice low C string.
Zans,
We're back in the dressing room.
What's happening here?
well, we want to know a bit about yourself.
We're doing an interview. I need warning. If we're doing an interview, I need pre-warning. I need
Quick,
I
do
wanna
it,
know-
'cause we've got
I want
to
to know
go
what the
down.
questions are.
Impromptu. The question is, what do you do in the band?
So I
This is it. He sits there.
I'm a percussionist and drummer for all three shows. Do I look at the camera? Do you want me to look at the camera, or do you want me to look at you?
Not bothered.
Okay. Right. Next question.
Adam is sat next to him on his
how are you
phone.
liking Taming of the Shrew?
It's good. This is my fave in terms of the music because there's quite a lot to do. There's lots of different sort of styles of music, a lot of sort of drum kit, more groove-based stuff, which I enjoy.
It's all about the
so yeah, I
grooves.
really enjoy playing Taming of the Shrew. It's a good show.
And Adam, am I right in saying you play percussion on Taming of the Shrew?
I do. I play belltree.
And what's a belltree?
It's the best instrument out there. Although I do play flute and recorder, the belltree is the instrument I think I'm going to take forward following this season.
Cut to Adam on the balcony. He plays the belltree and then holds up a sign to the camera that says #morebelltree. Cut to Aisha on the balcony holding her double bass.
Welcome to Bass Cam. Also, I think this is my favourite cue in the whole show because it's got lots of dirty bass glasses and a nice little bass solo at the beginning.
She does a rock sign to the camera.
Standing by.
Mick runs on stage behind Aisha. Aisha is wearing headphones. She begins playing her double bass. Aisha smiles at the camera and takes off her headphones. Cut to Zans on percussion. The camera pans round to Aisha, who looks very impressed. Aisha is playing double bass. She blows a kiss to the camera, bellissimo. Zans is on his drum kit on the balcony. In the background, you can just about see audience members gathering their bags and putting their coats on. Zans puts his drumsticks away and takes off his headphones. Cut to Connor in the dressing room.
How was it, Connor?
It was a triumph.
It was, wasn't
It
it?
was fabulous. They laughed, they cried.
Cut to
Very
Aisha.
relaxing this one, but
Relaxing.
good music as well.
has.
We get chill time, we get fun time. Me and Zans in our
Pan to
corner, we've
Zans.
got top bounce.
My watch
Aisha.
was telling me that the sound levels hit 90 decibels in that last cue.
No way.
Me and Zans have a really good understanding. We've had a good understanding right from the start.
We're soulmates, aren't we?
We're soulmates. We knew right from the start that neither one of us really wanted to talk, and we just sit there in our corners. And sometimes we have chats, and sometimes we look at each other, and we laugh. And then sometimes we don't say a word, but we know we're cool.
Friends for life.
Friends for life.
BFFs.
You can tell me later how it really is.
Yeah, we'll talk at the pub.
Cut to black. Cut to Zans and Aisha.
I've got some new lipstick to write on.
If we were going out, I'd put the lipstick on, but I'm just going home.
Cut to black.